12 points to 42,328. They've just cleared a crash on 94 westbound at Seton Top Road. There's some road work on 44 east at 109. That's in the left lane. Stall 70 west at Salisbury. That's on the right shoulder. Also 64 west at Route K. That's on the right shoulder as well.
We're watching a cool front coming our way this afternoon, and it will try to kick up the atmosphere. It's windy and it's humid with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Best chance for strong to severe weather, and it will be scattered, will be the St. Louis area to the south and to the southeast and east. So let's keep a close eye on the sky. Strong winds will be the main feature with this stuff. 88 for the high. But we get under a thunderstorm and temperatures will cool back into the 70s. Tonight, any evening, scattered showers and thunderstorms end quickly. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, 69, winds turning to the northwest. Thursday, all is quiet, sunny and 85. Friday, sunny and warming up to 91. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Siding Express and SidingExpress.com. Transform your home with the beauty and durability of James Hardie Siding. At Siding Express, they specialize in James Hardie Siding installation. Visit SidingExpress.com today to schedule a free consultation. That's SidingExpress.com. It's 80 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Happy Wednesday to you. Pretty day out there, but we could go into storm mode at any minute.
Oh.
Any minute. Well, not because there's a storm. I'm just saying, like, there are watches out there.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Got to be on the watch.
We don't know where this thing's friggin' going.
We got to watch.
There could be a meteor. I mean, any number of things could happen.
I'm going to have to keep looking out the window to make sure.
You're the only certified weather watcher here.
I am, yeah, observer. Yeah. What are we called again? We were weather
spotters.
Weather spotters. Yeah, I'm a spotter.
He's going to be up on the roof like, I don't see it.
Spotter.
I don't see it.
I can see just not much now, so we're good.
I have birthday shout out. Today is Bree's birthday. Nick's girlfriend, Bree.
Got to meet Bree on Friday night. What a lovely young lady.
Yes, she is.
Very beautiful girl, too.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Bree.
Too good for Nick.
I wasn't going to say it.
We can all agree on that.
Too good for a Glover. There's a good name for a podcast. Too good for a Glover.
Actually, the two of you hosting it?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah, Phoebe has a boyfriend now, and if that sticks and ends up permanent or semi-permanent, he and Bree should do a podcast together called These Effing Glovers. Try getting a word in. Speaking of podcast, we did a podcast for you tomorrow because we're off because the Cardinals are playing at 1:10, which means we're not going to have a show. But we did about a 1 hour podcast, which will drop what time tomorrow?
Whatever you want.
10.
10 it is.
10 a.m. 10 p.m.
10 p.m., 10 a.m.
Let's make them wait.
One of them 10s.
Wait. What else? Why am I yelling?
I don't know. You
I
kind
don't know
of
either.
started yelling over the music.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I know.
then, which, by the way, I love that Foo Fighters song.
Yeah, me too.
They released it with their greatest hits album in like 2008, 2009. But I've always loved that song. Now I especially love it because the name of the song is Wheels. Just kind of fun.
Nice.
That's funny because I hate that song.
I'm a good song. I wasn't going to say it.
That's a loser song.
Foo Fighters are okay, though.
No, you know how we just did the best food scenes from movies on the Sweet 16, and I was thinking about weird foods that I would like to eat again situationally. And my number one is I would pay $1,000 to have a wet bologna sandwich in 95 degrees in the parking lot of Six Flags when I was 10 years old.
Oh, the 10-year. I would say we could make the rest of that happen.
Because
the 10-year-old part, though, man.
We did not eat inside the park. That
Nope.
was for trillionaires.
Yep.
And you're just hot as hell and you're sweated through your outfit and you're starving. And all you want in the world is one of those giant frozen lemonades and waffle cone from that waffle cone place. But you're walking, not taking the tram because your father thinks they charge you. I said, Dad, I promise you they don't. He's like, yeah, they don't when you get on, but when you get off, they're going to want some money. They're going to dun you. Dun you? They're dunning me. Yes, that's an old-timey term for asking for money that you owe. They're going to dun you when you get off. Like, oh, God.
I have one.
Okay.
I would like to. I don't actually want to eat this, but the circumstances, it tasted so good. But whenever you're like fending for yourself, I got to make myself a snack at home as a kid. Tortilla.
Okay.
Little El Paso salsa.
Now, soft tortilla or?
Soft tortilla.
Okay.
Sprinkle some cheese on top. Throw that in the microwave. You have a nice little Mexican pizza.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
No.
Man, if we'd never had any of those tortillas when I was a kid. It was always just bread.
Oh, my God, no.
We had bread.
My dad
Just Wonder Bread.
had a complete aversion to any sort of ethnic food.
Oh, really?
It didn't matter.
Like Italian and all that, too?
Yes, it did not matter.
Wow.
I don't know who hurt him, but someone did. The only thing we had even close is we would have pork chops and Spanish rice. And I felt like an international family.
Oh, yeah. It was a fiesta.
Yes, it was. It was.
The pork chops kind of throws it off a little bit.
I can taste it right now.
Yeah, we were. My dad was when I was a kid. He was picky, and he would not eat anything. Didn't eat Mexican food. He would eat like spaghetti, but he would cut it up with his fork and knife. And like he just didn't want. Yeah, and like beef stew, like basic, like like home style, just stuff. And my mom happened to do those things really well, so that was fine for us.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember. This is leading to the answer to the question. Because when I got to college, there was a lot of stuff that I hadn't had, like different types of things. I would, we'd go to Taco Bell, we go to Mexican restaurants, and my friends and I would go to Chi-Chi's Mexican restaurant. So we would do those things, but never had like a lot of real, like genuine, like different stuff.
Right.
And after a ball game one day, I forget what the day was. There was some celebration going on, and they, all of us come out of the clubhouse, and they're directing us toward the spot underneath the stands where the concession stands are. And there's this giant cauldron. And they were making paella, like straight up from scratch, like just throwing stuff in there. And they're like, and the guys are asking me, like my Cuban teammates are like, you had it? I'm like, no, I don't know what it is. They're like, I said, what's in it? And they're like, everything's in it.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. You're going to have this, and it's going to be like the best thing you've ever had. And it is. It was the most amazing thing I've ever had.
That's cool. I'm a big paella guy.
Oh, my God, it was so good.
Nick makes it at Christmas.
Yeah.
JR says, Chef Boyardee pizza in a box with the powdered cheese. And if I'm really living right, crumbled hamburger on top. Amen, brother. That was my pizza growing up.
That sounds pretty good.
Never had it with powdered cheese.
Oh, that's the key. Yeah.
It's like, is it like the powdered, like the
like Parmesan?
Shredded Parmesan type
in
thing?
the green thing that you put on top of spaghetti.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that. I love the green cheese. A little shaky cheese on there.
We had that as a kid all the time. I won't ever get it again.
What?
Because the real stuff is better.
No, the shaky cheese is better.
The real stuff's pretty good.
You talking cheese or pizza?
I'm talking about the Parmesan cheese.
Yeah.
Like that powdered Parmesan stuff that's in the green container.
Yeah.
Never again. Don't get me wrong. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But the stuff you just do fresh right out of the thing, you unwrap it out of the.
You can take the boy out of South Roxana. But if I'm at a salad bar and they have freshly fried and crumbled bacon or Bacos, I'm going Bacos. Yes.
I mean, those are fine. Like same thing, but if you give me the choice, I'm going to do the real thing.
Oh, not me. I'm nostalgic.
Yeah, didn't know we fancy. I thought
we
we all
from Michigan.
I thought we all liked the shaky cheese.
This was not no. As a kid, we were shaky cheese people. This
Kevin
wasn't
has
until-
always Kevin has revealed himself more and more that he's always been part of the bourgeoisie. I think.
Oh no, God no! I turned into that. That was an acquired taste.
Why have I written? Why have I written rock?
Why are
What
you?
am I
Why are
writing?
you
Why
doing
are we
baby
Go,
talk?
Baby
Why I
talk.
worried about walks?
Did you worry all night about if we're gonna baby talk?
No, because I wasn't going to anyway.
I would have. I forgot though.
I might do Elmer Fudd. I think that's about as good as I go.
You wrote down rocks?
Rocks. Oh, I know.
Saw some rocks. You like rocks?
Nick bought me geodes,
Oh, sweet.
which we get to crack with a hammer.
Yeah.
And go,
Oh, so
wow.
pre-cracked, so you don't know what's
Yes.
in there.
No.
I mean, you know something's in there, but you don't know what.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's
That's
pretty
cool.
I just saw behind your head, Dave, a commercial for Heinz ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
They had a plate of crinkle fries, a mountain of crinkle fries, really,
Mhm.
and they
Mhm.
poured the ketchup over the top.
No way.
Yeah.
Faux pas.
I love ketchup. I can't have it on my fingers.
Oh, all right.
And I especially can't have it on my fingers from a little ketchup packet.
I get you. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like, are you kidding me?
It's a little slimy.
They are exactly the same as they were
Yep.
in the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
Figure something out to where it doesn't end up on your fingers.
Well, they got the good ones at Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, yeah.
Yeah, Wendy's used to have the good ones, but then they downgraded back to the packets.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's
Sign
about,
of the times.
that was
Mhm.
definitely a thing as like,
Recession indicator.
I think I was probably in my 20s before I knew there was a brand of ketchup other than Heinz.
Yeah, I was in my 20s before I knew about Heinz.
Yeah, we did hunts.
We had lots of
Yeah,
cat-
see, I didn't know about
catsup.
that one.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that one.
I didn't have ketchup with a K
Yeah.
until college.
Oh,
Ooh,
Yeah.
ketchup.
why'd they say it that way?
Yeah, we were big Hunts people too.
Were you?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They're the same though, right? Like I've had them all, and there's not much of a difference.
We did a ketchup taste test once
Did
on the
you?
air. Do you guys remember
Yeah,
this?
I don't remember the outcome.
I
But
feel like the Schnucks brand ketchup did quite well,
Mm.
but the Heinz ultimately took home the top prize.
it's just so recognizable.
yeah.
Just when I go there, if I'm walking by, they're all next to each other. Like which one happens to be the cheapest at the moment? That's the one I'm getting.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll
Red
splurge.
Gold is pretty good. I don't know if you guys have had that one. That's pretty good.
Mm. I have
Make it a
another food
restaurant.
item that I actually wrote on my show sheet last night. I wrote Whoppers/respect.
Yep.
Show some respect for Whoppers.
Yep. Whoppers are darn good.
Burger Whoppers or
No,
Candy
no.
Whoppers?
Candy Whoppers.
Oh no.
No.
Ugh.
Andrew flipped real
I
quick.
flipped
there.
real quick. I thought you meant Burger King Whoppers, and I'm like, oh yeah, you got to
No.
put some respect on a Whopper.
No, no,
The
no.
Candy Whoppers are fine,
They're great.
but yeah, they wouldn't be a choice for me. But they're
Yeah.
fine. Like if they're there, I'm gonna eat them.
Gross.
They're the OG. That's like the first thing they made out of chocolate.
Was it?
Yeah. And then they were like, oh wait, there's other stuff we can do.
Yeah. Forget this. Dave is reminding me of, have you guys seen the clip? I mean, it's sad because he's obviously not doing well, but Justin Bieber talking to the paparazzi where he's like, you're
Yes.
not getting it. It's not clocking to you. I'm standing on business.
Yes.
Wait,
Like that.
Just recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, like last weekend maybe.
What? He's not doing well.
I think mentally he is
Oh,
struggling.
okay.
Yeah, he seems like he's in the midst of
I'm like,
maybe
he's
like a
pretty young.
like a mental breakdown. Of
I
some
hate
kind.
it when people like that say standing on business.
It's not clocking to you that I'm standing
You're
on
standing on
business.
business.
About the Whoppers.
that I'm standing on business
You're like
about malted milk balls.
140-pound nerd, and you're gonna be like, I'm standing on business.
Man, I saw something yesterday. There's a certain type of entertainment that I abhor, and it is personified by Kelly Ripa and whoever the hell she has on with her,
Her husband.
douchebag husband or whatever it is. But I saw something the other day. I think it was a TikTok, and she's fake passed out because something happened with AI, and I couldn't take it. If there's one person who watches Kelly Ripa and listens to this show, make a choice. And if I go
He's standing
away,
on business
I'm
right
He's
now.
standing
You're not
on
clocking it.
business.
He's not
You're
clocking to you.
clocking it. And if I'm the
No
one
cap.
who goes, I'm fine.
And Dave's like, no cap.
Totally fine.
Yeah, that's
I do not care
definitely-
for Kelly though.
Now just that general
just
style.
the whole thing.
Yeah, like the over the top.
Like it's like an SNL skit, but it's real life.
It
But you know
is.
what? She's rich as S.
Yeah,
And people love that.
some people do.
so
I guess.
many people love that more than love this.
Mm-hmm. There's just that many wrong people.
That's right.
That's right.
And many wrong people.
Mhm.
I like that.
Mhm.
They are the ones with the problem.
Just that many wrong people, man.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Your biggest choice in home restoration is, who do you trust with your home, your most valued asset? Few can match Banner Construction's experience and dedication to excellence. Banner is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor and Pella Window specialist. Restoration is a one-time opportunity to have Banner's design team show you architectural options to make your home the neighborhood showcase. Call for a free consultation, 314-569-1050. Now hiring qualified carpenters.
Hi, my name is Christina Straight, the owner of Straight Realty, and I'm asking you, what do you want in a realtor? Do you want experience? I've been a broker for over 21 years. Do you want to know how much I've sold? I've sold over $500 million, yes, $1 billion with a B, in sales. Do you want value? I now list properties for only 2%. So, if you're looking for all these things and want the best, then call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and unnegotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Celebrate Independence Day with a free concert by the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America. July 2nd, 7 p.m. at Logan University in Chesterfield, showcasing patriotic music and more. Get free tickets at afbandtix.org. That's afbandtix.org.
KMOX is now on 104.1 FM, the same great station with even better sound.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX 122. Okay, I know that we're all different ages, and Wheels, you didn't grow up here, but for the two of you and everyone on line, when we were kids at Six Flags, I know they had the old-timey cars. Did they also have cool cars, or was that Disney?
I don't remember any cool cars.
I think Disney might have had, because they had like Autopia and they had like World of Tomorrow and stuff, and that had like.
Well, I know that Disney had cool cars, but I'm trying to remember if Six Flags. I remember having the choice to do the old timey cars or the race cars, but I may be just making that memory up.
I don't recall. I'm not a Six Flags connoisseur though. I've only been there a couple of times in my life, so I don't. But I don't remember there being a lot of.
Remember the little mini bikes and the speedboats at the carnivals? Bang, 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 with the horns like that. I used to freak the F out. Just like getting in one of those, and you'd pick out the one you wanted, and they're all painted in that sparkle paint, like a bass boat. and then like going around and just your mom and dad. And every time you see them, you'd wave. Like, this is so stupid. Like, I came here with you and I'm leaving with you, and yet I'm just so excited to see you every
Like,
time
look
I
at this
come
thing
around.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
Man, the first thing I associate with Six Flags is, remember during like the early 90s, it was very popular for the Looney Tunes characters to be dressed in like baggy jeans and a backwards cap.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Nothing
You don't
but
remember
attitude.
this? Like
No.
the animations of them, like you would get a shirt and it would be like Tweety Bird wearing like Jinko
Oh,
jeans
kind
and a
of.
backwards
Yeah.
cap
Yeah.
and like
Tasmanian devil with a
Yeah.
chain.
Right.
They
Yeah.
were going straight up Limp Biscuit.
Yeah.
Yes, that is like my first memory
That's
of Six
funny.
Flags is getting there and being like, wow, okay, a lot of people are into this.
Todd says Six Flags did have 2 sets of cars.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you, Todd.
Because I have a specific memory, the famous visit with the bullwhips and the invisible dog, where the line was shorter for the old timey cars, but my cousins from the farm wanted to wait for the fast ones, and so I did them by myself, and I was just like, Ma and Pa cattle, riding the old timey cars by yourself. Nothing says cool like that. Larry says, yes, Six Flags had a choice when I was a kid. You had race cars and the old time cars. Okay. Good.
What would you do on them?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of was not super clear. What are you doing
I'm with Andrew. I'm not clear either.
So
when you're
you,
when you're choosing an old timey or a
So-
fancy car?
They're separate tracks.
They're separate tracks, and they had a metal guardrail in the middle.
Yeah, you could not go off the trail.
Couldn't go off the track.
Oh,
and-
so it was a ride.
and then you would
Yes.
just
Okay.
drive them.
Yes.
I didn't know if they were just like showing
No, it
them,
was
but then
just,
you were
uh,
like, you have a choice. Which one you wanted? And I'm like,
Like
wait,
on
which one
a-
you wanted for what?
You would drive them on like a glorified sidewalk,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
and
get
they
you.
didn't go very fast.
No, like 10 miles an hour.
And then when you were almost to the end, a cool 16-year-old would jump on the car with you and step on the gas and somehow knew how to make it go faster. And you're just like, oh my God, this guy's the coolest guy I've ever seen.
Did he work there or was he assaulting you?
Eh,
Andrew's having a day.
yeah.
Was he kidnapping you?
I saw a TikTok recently that said Branson is just Christian Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I sent it to Andrew.
Yes, it is.
But it made so much sense. Like they showed all the clips, and it's like, all the Bible stuff there
Oh,
is
yeah.
to do, the Titanic Museum, the
Yeah.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah.
No, if you want something like Vegas, but you do feel like it's a little too secular, you got to get down to Branson.
Yeah.
I was just there in November, and it's hopping.
They got casino there?
Oh yeah,
Oh, do
Branson?
they?
somewhere in the area. I don't know if it's like right in Branson, but it's not far from Branson.
People just there. They had a blast at Silver Dollar City.
Yeah, Silver Dollar City's fun. Went there. They had all their like Christmas stuff going on. I watched a glass blowing demonstration that took like 2 hours.
Did you feel rude walking away before it was over?
No, we stayed the whole time because I was there with my dad and Chuck, and they don't do things halfway.
Chuck had to see how it ended.
Yeah, you got to
Shout out
see
to
the whole
Chuck.
thing.
Yeah, shout out to Chuck.
Yeah, we when we were in Italy, we had a chance to, like, if you wanted to, go to the Murano glass making, the world famous Murano. And I was just like, nope. I know it's world famous. I know they're amazing. I don't want to watch them doing that.
Amy says you're lying, and Branson does not have a casino.
I asked.
I thought that sounded kind of weird.
No,
Yeah.
it's like a little ways south of Branson. I thought.
Like
More,
Arkansas?
yeah, maybe like Table Rock area.
That was like a Branson strip club.
Which, if you look at a map, I mean, Table Rock Lake is like, it's like
In a Branson strip club,
20
would
minutes
the
from Branson.
ladies be wearing short sleeve shirts?
Okay,
they're
so-
wearing polos.
All right, so here, listen. This is AI, so maybe this is wrong, but it says there are no casinos directly within Branson, Missouri. Several are located a short drive away in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Oklahoma.
Yeah, Dave Hines says that too.
Doesn't sound like a short drive.
Why did you want to know about? Well, why did you want to know about that? By the
Because
way,
you called it Vegas. Vegas is
Oh,
casinos,
okay.
dude. I'm not going to Vegas for like glass and Ripley's. I'm going there
I
to
just
gamble.
think of Vegas as like flashing lights. I've never
Yeah,
been.
Vegas
I don't know.
is just casinos and just fun, booze.
Mini golf.
All the things Wheels loves. Tell you guys about the Gelman team. Had Neil Gelman on a couple of days ago, and I always love having Neil and Mark on. They're just very honest. They just make sense. And they're just talking about how nationally the real estate market's pretty soft. Locally, it's pretty good. And it all depends on your house. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes lesser homes go for a lot of money because people get swept up in the market. It's not like that. But if you have a good home that's going to show well, maybe you need to put a couple grand into landscaping or something. Like, you don't have to. You don't gotta. But the Gelmans will tell you, if you put this money in, you're going to get a return of this. They're great coaches. They're great partners. They're excellent at communication. And bottom line, you're going to get more for your house in a shorter amount of time with less hassle on your part than with anyone else. If you want to find out what we think your house is worth right now, go to the front page of thegelmanteam.com. Call 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply.
Chris Raunchy, Amy Mark Scores. The Chris and Amy Show.
I would just like to say you guys are awesome. I've just been turned on to this since it's been on 104.1 at the FM dial, and I think you guys make me laugh, and you're informative. I just love you guys' show. You guys are amazing.
The Chris and Amy Show, weekdays at 9 on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
I'm Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey. It is my duty to protect Missouri consumers from fraud and deception. In the last year alone, we've secured over $400 million in restitution, settlements, and judgments. If you've been a victim of a fraud or scam, please report it to our office at 1-800-392-8222 or visit ago.mo.gov.
Sponsored by the Missouri Attorney General's Office.
Weather is sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company, pennmutual.com/STL.
We're watching a cool front coming our way this afternoon, and it will try to kick up the atmosphere. It's windy and it's humid with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Best chance for strong to severe weather, and it will be scattered, will be the St. Louis area to the south and to the southeast and east. So let's keep a close eye on the sky. Strong winds will be the main feature with this stuff. 88 for the high, but we get under a thunderstorm and temperatures will cool back into the 70s. Tonight, any evening, scattered showers and thunderstorms end quickly. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, 69, winds turning to the northwest. Thursday, all is quiet, sunny and 85. Friday, sunny and warm it up to 91. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
At Penn Mutual, we believe that life insurance is the central part of a sound financial plan and that it can make an enduring impact for generations to come. Talk to your independent advisor or go to pennmutual.com/STL. Penn Mutual, trusted for life.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Add some star-spangled style to your summer with Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale going on now. Shop Hot Buys for every room in your home, now just $6.99. Plus, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide. And don't miss upgrading your patio. Save up to 20% on select outdoor furniture. Or feel the freedom to buy now and pay over time with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Zero Res wants to help you clean your home or business. Big summer savings with 3 rooms clean starting at just $129. $75 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and ask for the Dave Glover KMOX special.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Hey parents, looking for something fun and unforgettable to do with the kids? Bring the whole family to a Cardinals game at Busch Stadium. From kid-friendly activities and giveaways to awesome promotions like Kids Run the Bases. Your little ones will have a blast, and so will you. Check out Family Sundays, presented by Smithfield. where select tickets include a free jumbo hot dog and soda. There's nothing like sharing the magic of Cardinals baseball together. Make your memories this summer at Busch Stadium. Tickets are available at cardinals.com.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Every time you play this, I ask what the name of it is.
It's called The Fixer. Pearl
Bye.
Jam.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, this was their album. I feel like it came out in about maybe like 2005-ish. I think it's just their self-titled album. Let me check for you.
I think it was like 09.
Maybe.
Because when it came out, everybody, and myself included, was like, let's see how this is. A late era Pearl Jam album, and then it totally rocks. Way better.
You're correct. 2009. The album is Backspacer, which is a very good album.
I don't know a lot of deep Pearl Jam. I know the hits. I like the hits. I like the band.
Worth checking out if you like the hits. I mean, it's it's
that would be
a similar sound.
That would be a good thing to do because I don't know why I'm allergic to new music, but I am. I'm not allergic. I'm intimidated to get into something new, but getting into new stuff from an old band I like, that makes sense. I can do that. Up on CNN, reading it, it says Trump on attacking Iran, quote, I may do it, I may not do it. And I was thinking last night, and I kind of want to run this past you guys, and this is not a takedown of Trump. It really isn't. When he talks about war, and talks about seeing the satellite images of people dying, it really seems to affect him. Like that much I believe about him. A lot of things I believe about him are terrible, but I do think he's very much anti-war. But I'm not sure that it's so much emotional for him. I think it's transactional. Like I was watching him today live talk about this very topic, and just the way he talks about it, he's like, it's so stupid. It's just so stupid. And we've heard the accusation that he called American soldiers suckers and things like that. And who would do this? And what are you getting out of it? I just think that he is so transactional that giving up your life for your country or fighting or having wars just seems so stupid and wasteful. And I agree. I don't disagree with him. Whether you look at it emotionally or you look at it transactionally, it really is just so dumb.
I threw on the rundown today. Like, I get why our ancient ancestors battled for resources because it was your tribe's survival versus someone else's or whatever. Why do we do this anymore?
Yeah.
Why do we bother? We have the means to basically help anyone we need to. Like, if you need something, someone will sell it to you. You probably have something that people would want to buy. It's a modern world. Why do we still do this?
That's a great thought, Wheels.
And a big part of it, though, in that region in particular, is people's religion.
I know none of us are experts on resources, but do you guys think that if the world truly came together and truly worked together, how much better would it be? And I'm not talking about a kumbaya thing. I'm talking about a real, true, Putin gets overthrown and Khomeini gets overthrown and then everyone who's running the world 100 years from now is a good person and we're all working collaboratively. Would we have plenty for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I always find it interesting. The people who really want to go to war, whether it's a talking head on CNN or columnist for the New York Times, these are all people who are never going to have to fight in a war, right? People who have no actual skin in the game seem to push for this kind of stuff really hard.
So since World War II, which we jumped in on late because we weren't attacked until late, right? Since then, how many of our military actions at the scale of a war were worth anything, did us any good, accomplished anything?
It's a great question.
Don't know.
Did we accomplish anything in Korea? Did we accomplish anything in Vietnam?
We may have stopped bad things, but I don't
But
know.
like bad things are relative, right?
Yeah.
Like we're saying we might have stopped communism from going from the north to the south. Well, half of those countries were still communist.
You guys ever think about, like, don't get me wrong, I'm Team USA all the way, but you ever think about from an Iranian perspective, they're not going to bed at night thinking, I'm so evil.
No.
I hope I get away with this.
No.
They're thinking, hey, mofos, just because you're bigger and stronger than me, why do you get to tell me that I can't have a nuke? You not only have a nuke, but you dropped it. I've not done that. Why can't I have a nuke? Well, because we think you're terrible.
No.
Okay.
No,
well,
because you fund terrorist organizations and everybody in the world knows it.
Yeah, but they think they're in the right.
Right. But again, that's
I'm not saying that it's conflated. I'm just saying that fascinates me that if you hooked them up to a lie detector or took an MRI of their brain, they think that they are the high road.
I think that's the problem with a lot of the what leads to these problems is everyone thinks they're right based on which book they worship from.
I'll also say, it's kind of to Rachel's point, he's in the hot seat right now because of the Tucker stuff, but watching Ted Cruz like last night and today, this morning, and he's on, Fox this morning and stuff, just like very openly and nakedly like bloodlusting for a giant war with Iran is like very distressing to see, more than it normally is. And part of that definitely is like the thought that's like, you're not going to war, Ted Cruz. No one you know is going to war, but you're so like almost like desperate for it. Like he's begging, like he's pleading, can we please go to war with Iran? And it's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, there's been a real crack in MAGA, a real divide because you have Tucker Carlson and Steve Bannon and all these people who part of the reason they voted for Donald Trump was the promise of no new wars.
Staying out.
He did a good job in his first term. I've always given him credit for this because he deserves it. He's not a war guy, but he is an easily influenced guy. And I'm worried that he's being influenced by the Cruzes to get us into some kind of a stupid war for some stupid reason. Well, we don't need to be. That's not, people voted for him to be America first. That's not America first. Getting us into a war where people's children are going to die here in America and giving hundreds of billions to weaponry that we're going to drop on Iran and hundreds of billions of military dollars to Israel and stuff. That's not America first. It's not an America first way to go about things. It's just not. We have people here who need that money. We have people here who need that help. We have problems here. If you get rid of if you mass deport all of the immigrants, we're going to have a huge labor issue. Those dollars need to be invested here on the problems that we're going to be facing here in America and not thousands and thousands of miles overseas for something that most Americans just don't really care about.
Well, unfortunately, that was the argument before World War II and how that ended up being you get dragged to the point where you have no choice. And now it's a much bigger problem because we didn't want to get involved early in World War II and we stayed out of it until Japan attacked us. And by then, Germany had taken over most of Europe and was threatening Great Britain and had taken France. And to get rid of that, how many people did we lose because we didn't do it sooner? And I think it's not, I don't have a good answer, by the way. I'm not saying we should be diving into anything. That's not my point.
Sounds like you.
No, the point is really it's a cost of and I don't mean cost in money, a cost of lives evaluation. And it's one of the reasons they dropped the bomb in Japan, as horrible as that is. They believed that if they invaded Japan, the casualties on both the Japanese side and the U.S. side would be 10 times what that was. And it doesn't justify making that decision, but that's what's going into it.
Well, to me, let me just oversimplify it. There's a difference between going out on recess and looking to kick someone's ass and standing up to a bully.
Right.
And whether it is whether it was Japan in the 40s or Germany or jihadism today or whatever is going on between Russia and China, I'm not a believer in just sitting back and letting someone punch you in the nose. And that's why we have the military industrial complex that we do. It's why we spend trillions on it every year. And it's why I'm okay with it. I mean, we have to be, to your point, Wheels, if this were a Star Trek Valhalla sort of existence, then yeah, I'm the first one to jump on and say like, hey, let's turn our swords into plowshares, whatever it is. But we're not there. There's still a whole lot of bad actors and a lot of bad countries. And
yeah, and I'm definitely not a hawk. I do not want anybody to go to war, but I understand that. And I'm speaking more from the military strategists and not from the politicians on either side of the aisle. But there are, people who study these things for a living, who've studied them for their lives, that are teaching at military academies, that are high-ranking generals. Like This is the stuff that they do. And what they're looking at is what happens if we don't do something and what happens if we do something. Because we can look at all of these other actions, right? And we can see what happened as a result of our participation in Vietnam. Was it worth the cost? And I think most people now would say absolutely it was not. Was our action in Iraq worth the cost? We spent 20 years there. What did we get out of it? Did we do the job in Afghanistan? We spent 20 years there, at more than 20 years there, and it's now back to exactly what it was before we left, under the control of the same people who we now negotiate with, who we called terrorists 20 years ago. I mean, like, so there's the evaluation has to be more than what we've been doing. We've been doing things for bad reasons, or for even if we intended well, for misguided reasons, right? We're all scared of communism. Turns out we probably didn't have anything to be scared about.
Jerry says you're turning into The View.
What does that mean?
You're so liberal.
I don't know. I mean, okay, Jerry.
What's liberal about what I'm saying?
I thought you just meant because we were bickering.
Oh. Yeah,
Okay, who's Joy Behar? Who's Whoopi? And the rest.
I would like to be Whoopi.
We all have to sign our roles.
Oh, you're Whoopi.
I would prefer to be Whoopi if I have a choice.
Jerry's the only.
I think I'm suitably flashy.
Jerry's on The View.
No, he's the only weenie in the group, though.
Oh, Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry O'Connell.
I didn't mean Jerry O'Connell.
No, the guy that made the comment, Jerry. Like, relax.
Oh, I thought you meant Jerry O'Connell.
Relax, hero.
We all did.
It's okay to hear things that may not align with you.
Okay.
And if you only want to hear what aligns with you, you know where to find it.
You know where to find it.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Tell you guys about Mosby Building Arts and the Mosby Building Art Sale. I don't need to remind you that Mr. Mosby was on KMOX for decades, and his guys still do an excellent weekend show here on the station. And they're just sort of the gold standard. Everyone compares themselves. Everyone measures themselves next to Mosby Building Arts. So they do an excellent job at everything that they do. This sale is kind of focusing on outdoor projects. Entry doors from $79 a month. Garage doors from $69 a month. Decks from $299 a month. And then outdoor projects are all custom priced, like outdoor kitchens and fireplaces and pizza ovens and porches and pergolas and all that kind of stuff. The kind of stuff, honestly, having built some of this stuff in my life, that kind of makes life worth living. It's just so wonderful to come home from a hard day's work and walk into your backyard, into some sort of the Garden of Eden back there. Well, Mosby Building Arts can make it happen for you. If interested, go to callmosby.com.
On the Chris and Amy Show, we're launching 100 Acts of Kindness because apparently honking less in traffic doesn't count as charity.
We're teaming up with Jerry Kelly Heating and Cooling to prove kindness doesn't have to cost a dime.
Hold the door, say thank you, help your neighbor take out their trash without throwing yours in first.
No grand gesture required, just small, simple acts of human decency. We believe in you.
Join us and share your stories with hashtag 100KindActs.
Kindness, it's like a group hug without the awkwardness.
Baseball is all about stepping up to the plate when it matters most. And when you've been injured, you need a heavy hitter in your corner. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates and get ready to succeed again. Get an affordable online skills-based education to move your career forward. UMGC offers no-cost digital materials in place of textbooks in most courses, low-cost tuition, and over $21 million in scholarship opportunities each aid year. Find out if you qualify at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Taco to go, taco to, and a big Q. Taco to go, taco to go. Quick Trip Taco just $2.99. Comes with a big Q, this deal so fine. Brisket breakfast, so much to choose for $2.99. You really can't lose. Taco to go, taco to, this deal legit. Taco to go, taco only at Quick Trip. Taco to go, taco to go, taco to go, $2.99 to go.
Hospital Sisters Health System isn't just in your community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your support system. From your first visit, you'll experience expert care backed by the strength of our entire health network. At HSHS, we put your health first, with medical expertise and kindness that makes you feel valued at every step. HSHS, connected to our community, committed to your health. Visit hshs.org/caring to learn more.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 150. Just to show you how weird and ADD I am during that last on-air discussion about World War III and the industrial complex and all that kind of stuff. I wrote down Jack in the Box because I thought it would be funny if when I die, they put my ashes in a Jack in the Box and then opened it. And so...
Oh, I thought you meant like the restaurant.
No, like a real one. Like ding, 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 ding. Man, my nieces had one of those, and it was the bane of my existence. I couldn't not do it.
Yeah.
But it scared me every time.
Yeah. Discovering that as a tiny child, you're like, what's the point of this?
Yeah, we're just going to fool another baby.
Oh, you want me to be scared? Okay. Thanks a lot.
What's the tweet thing? Who wrote the tweet?
All right, I want you guys to guess who wrote this tweet, and this is very apropos of the last segment.
Okay.
Americans want cheap gas, groceries, bills, and housing. They want affordable insurance, safe communities, and good education for their children. They want a government that works on these issues. Considering Americans pay for the entire government and government salaries with their hard-earned tax dollars, this is where our focus should be, not going into another foreign war. Who do you guys think wrote that tweet?
MTG.
Wheels.
Oh, did you already know it?
No.
Oh,
it was.
wow.
It was Marjorie
She's
Taylor
been talking
Greene.
that way a lot lately.
It was. I was scrolling through X last night, saw that tweet, and I thought, "Wow, okay, there really is a divide going on."
Yeah.
And then you see other people who are like just going to agree with whatever the president does, literally, no matter what that decision is. It could be about Iran. It could be about anything. They believe that Trump is the second coming and they will always fall in line with what he says. It's just interesting to see the divide forming.
I think there's a good idea in there, but as with so many things with her and a few other people that are like that, it's just a gross oversimplification because the choice is not necessarily an either or. You're presenting this as we can only do one or the other, and that we can't do both. And meanwhile, people like her are fighting culture wars. They're trying to keep other Americans from having the same rights and privileges and freedoms as they have because of their beliefs. So they want to be able to do that. But then at the same time, you're saying, but all we should be doing is making sure people have food and have cheap gas and all that. Well, maybe just work on that then and stop fighting culture war nonsense. Maybe just do that instead of spouting off about it on social media. Do your job and stop trying to police everybody else. See, I don't think any of these things are either or. but we've been just bombarded by people that present us with an A or a B when there's actually a C, D, E, and F, or maybe even an all of the above. But we don't have the stomach for any of those because we don't want to give anything. We don't want to give anything from our view. We only want to take from another view, and we want to oversimplify a complicated argument. Running a country is not simple. It is complicated, and people who try to oversimplify it are not helping.
I agree. This show's way too smart. We need to we need to dumb it down.
Any fart jokes?
Andrew, I'm turning to you.
I sat on a snapping turtle at Olive Garden.
On purpose?
Sorry, what?
Wait, what?
On accident. I went to an Olive Garden over the weekend.
See,
and
I saw this on your show sheet. We have the Google Doc every day. And for the last couple of days, Andrew has written down, sat on a snapper at Olive Garden. Now, here's what's funny. I figured that was some newfangled lingo. And it's sort of like, oh, man, I sat on that. I should have jumped on it, but I didn't. I sat on asking her out, but I didn't do it. Yeah. And so I have been hesitant to ask you, because I thought I wouldn't understand it.
Yeah.
But you literally sat on a turtle.
I literally sat on a turtle.
Okay.
There was a little tiny snapping turtle that had somehow gotten into the restaurant and into this booth. My current theory is that maybe like a little
he had
kid.
a reservation.
Maybe like a little kid came in with him in his pocket and the turtle wiggled out and went off or whatever. But I sat down and I was like, oh, I'm sitting on something. And then I looked at it and it was this poor little squished snapping turtle.
Did you kill it?
No, he was fine.
What'd you do?
Well, I had alerted the authorities who came over and they were like, what are you talking
anything
about?
free?
No, because it was cute. It was a cute little guy. I wanted to help it, but like my wife wanted to like take it home and raise it as our own. And I was like, I don't think we should do that. But they were like, they're like, we don't know what to do about this. I was like, yeah, I don't either. It's a snapping turtle. So they put it in like a bowl of water and I think they were going to go take it to like a creek or something.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
This is Debbie Monterey. Join us for the Business of Family Business here on KMOX. My partner is Kevin Short of Clayton Capital Partners.
Yeah, great guest. You're going to hear a great interview talking about how their dad founded this business back in the 80s and how it has grown to be a very formidable force in the construction industry. So please join us.
It's going to be Saturday at 2 right here on KMOX. It's the Business of Family Business with Petker Construction only on KMOX.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CODE to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
So I remember it was the day after Christmas when Nick was about 15 years old, and he woke me up at about 2 in the morning. My stomach hurts. Let's take some Pepto-Bismol. A couple hours later, my stomach still hurts. We went to the ER. He had an appendicitis, had to have surgery. And at that moment, everything stopped. Nothing mattered to me at all other than my child was, in need of surgery. the simplest kind of surgery, nothing like orthopedic, but still let your child going under general anesthetic. So if your child should go down during a soccer game and be uncontrollably crying because they may have ripped an ACL or an MCL, or it could be you. If you need a really great orthopedic surgeon who's also a really great person, which matters, if you haven't met a surgeon that doesn't have the God complex, you need to meet more surgeons because it's pretty prevalent out there. Corey's very cool, a little bit of a goofball even. He's like a funny, affable guy. He's going to make you feel comfortable, not a goofball in the OR. Really, really great surgeon. He is with the Midwest Orthopedic and Spine Specialist. You can call him at 636-231-5881 or Solman, that's SOLMAN, SolmanOrthopedics.com.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Oh, wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Winner of 4 Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence, KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, it's windy and 82 degrees downtown at the Arch. Our tornado watch that was supposed to go until 4 p.m. is now canceled. Here's Dave Murray.
The firing line of thunderstorms appears to be developing way, way to our east. And that's great news. Now, we could still see a shower or a thunderstorm, but I don't think we see anything severe. We're in pretty good shape now for the rest of the afternoon and ready to get into some really hot weather over the weekend.
A man is dead after being shot inside of the Ferguson Home Depot. Police say they have a suspect in custody. Ferguson Police Chief Troy Doyle.
During this altercation that took place in the store with this victim and this suspect, the victim was fatally shot.
Chief Doyle says the suspect was arrested in Spanish Lake. It's not known yet if the victim and suspect knew each other. 21-year-old Dylan Farmer faces 22 years in prison after he shot at St. Louis County police officers trying to make an arrest in a homicide case. Farmer led officers on a foot chase in February 2024 and shot at them with a semi-automatic handgun with a 50-round drum magazine. He pleaded guilty to the charges in federal court. Iran's supreme leader has issued a warning on state TV cautioning the United States against joining Israel's war with Iran.
U.S.'s involvement in this episode is completely against its own interests.
Missouri Senator Josh Hawley slams Democrats for not showing up to a hearing on former President Biden's cognitive state while in the White House.
Where are they now? They don't want to answer for any of those quotes now. They lied to us for 4 years, and we know they lied. They know they lied. It's why they're not here. They don't want to answer a single question. They can't bear to show their faces in public.
Illinois Senator Dick Durbin, also on the Senate Judiciary Committee, says there are more pressing issues.
The horrific assassination in Minnesota, the treatment of our colleague Senator Padilla by federal agents in Los Angeles, and President Trump's unprecedented deployment of the U.S. military in Los Angeles.
Biden issued a statement saying, quote, "I made the decisions during my presidency." In an attempt to get people who own vehicles to use the public transit system, Citizens for Modern Transit is giving away free transit day passes for Metrolink or Metrobus. Kim Sella with CMT.
Anyone who goes to noredday.com to register will receive a free Metro Adventure Day Pass, which means unlimited rides on Metrolink or Metrobus for that day, because we know that transit can help reduce and combat red air quality days.
Today's air quality color is yellow. That's a step down from green. If you're a St. Louis County senior and you have not applied for the property tax freeze, better get on it. There are fewer than 2 weeks left until the June 30th deadline. More than 60,000 applications have been submitted, created through a provision of state law. St. Louis County says in-person appointments are all taken, but 2 Saturday events are planned, and you can still sign up online. Applicants will find out if they're approved as early as July or as late as October. The KMOX Business Desk, the Federal Reserve keeps its key interest rate unchanged for the 4th straight meeting. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger says borrowers are the losers here.
I have a credit card balance. That credit card balance, the average interest rate, is over 21%. I go get a new car, 8%. That's a lot.
The Dow from Stifel's down 35 points to 42,180.
Let's keep a close eye on the sky as we go through our Wednesday afternoon. On a settled sky, partly to mostly cloudy. It's windy and it's humid, and there will be scattered showers and thunderstorms around, though not for everybody. A few of these could go strong to severe, especially St. Louis south, southeast, and east. 88 for the high. Tonight, any evening, scattered showers and thunderstorms end fairly quickly. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, 69 degrees. On Thursday, lots of sunshine, 85, and Friday, sunny and 91 degrees. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company, PennMutual.com/STL. At Penn Mutual, they believe that life insurance is the central part of a sound financial plan and that it can make an enduring impact for generations to come. Talk to your independent advisor or go to PennMutual.com/STL. Penn Mutual, trusted for life. We've got 82 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
.205 DGS on KMOX. Well, crap, sounds like storm mode's off for the day.
Oh.
Gonna have to do all this.
All that talking.
Yeah.
Kevin, go spot us some weather.
I'm going to look, but I don't see any.
Yeah, overruled Dave.
I see white puffy clouds, and those don't mean storms.
Here's something depressing. I guess maybe it's hopeful. Did you guys see that that you have Alzheimer's 20 years before you show any sort of memory symptoms? That's weird.
That's crazy.
So if you were to do a test,
and trust me, my blood went ice cold in my veins, because it's like, oh, do you have a test? Because I have the genetic markers we've talked about, but if there was a test like, oh, you got it, like having, cancer, but it may not show for another 10 or 15 years. I don't know. Maybe that's better than just whistling in the dark. I don't know.
there are some treatments and stuff, right, that can prevent prolonged.
Yeah, there are some medications and some do this with your brain and
Right.
XYZ, but yeah.
I think I would want to know to try to just prepare as much as possible.
Would you change your life?
In what respect? Like, what do you mean?
Like if you were me, if you're 60 and you find out you proof positive have it, we're going to do everything we can for you. You may be 10 years out from it. Would you retire?
Maybe I might work less, but I mean, you also have a job that I think you do enjoy a lot. So, I mean, it's a difficult situation.
Yeah, I'd just be sitting around the house thinking about how I had Alzheimer's.
Good point. Yeah.
Until I wasn't.
Yeah, I would definitely think that I think I would want to know, just like anything, cancer, heart problems, whatever, because you can at least do what you can in the lead up. And at the same time, also budget time. So you can be like, all right, well, 5 years out, I'm just partying, or doing doing whatever.
Yeah. It's National Fishing Day. When's the last time you guys fished?
Oh man, long time, but I do love it.
43 years ago.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
My goodness.
I think I fished once in my life.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we all go fishing?
No.
I would love to.
What do you have
Never
against
mind.
fishing?
Fishing's great. Fishing's so much fun.
Boring.
It's not. You've only done it
It's
once.
fun.
Yes.
He just doesn't want to touch the fish.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
care about that.
Punk.
I
don't
want to.
care about
We
that.
should go fishing, and then we should cook the fish.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Fish
guys
cook.
have fun.
Catch and clean.
I'll be on the shore.
I can do all this because when I was in my early 20s, my best friend was a guy named Burdell who was 85, and he had about a 10-acre fishing lake, and we would catch bluegill, pretty much all bluegill, like 60 of them,
Bowheads.
and then we would fillet them and fry them. There you go.
Yeah.
So I can do all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bluegill's
Yeah.
good. I mean, when you
Hungry.
fry it, it just tastes like fried,
Yeah.
which is what's so great about it.
Yeah.
Hungry.
Isn't
Yeah.
fishing a thing you probably need to be drinking beer to do it?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you can if you want. No one would stop
I
you.
just feel like it would be really
You could drink a margarita.
sitting out there.
You can do it by yourself, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's also a very social thing. Like if we
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
and we had a pontoon boat and a
Uh-huh.
big cooler full of stuff, food and drinks,
Yeah.
then you spend 2 or 3 hours out there fishing. And oh my God, Rach caught one, get the net. Like it's fun.
Mhm.
Okay. I need to ask Wheels a question. I
Okay.
genuinely don't know the answer. Do you enjoy being out in nature?
Yes.
Well, that's
But I like doing
That's 100% of fishing.
Yeah, but it's sitting and waiting. It's not like swimming. I'd rather be swimming. I'd rather take that pontoon boat out in the lake and just jump out and start
all right.
swimming.
You start swimming, and
I
then
mean
we'll
this.
fish you out.
I'm
Yeah, you guys can fish me.
I'm surprised that you like baseball.
Oh, but it's
'Cause
so
it's
much thinking
so
though. Your brain
boring.
is always going though.
Hmm.
If you're weird like me and you came up in it, your brain is always going. That's what I like.
Because
even
even
when
brain
there's-
can go fish. Go
Even
fishing.
when there's stuff not happening, you're still thinking in the game. All right, I'm catching. This guy hit a fastball last time. We're going to try this. That runner's at second. He's fast. That
But-
runner at
but
first is
why
slow.
are you so discriminatory against other things? For example, fishing.
Yeah.
If you're into it, you're like, do I use worms? Do I
Yeah.
use a lure? I think that the big fish are underneath that log.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
fun.
I'm not telling anybody else they shouldn't like it.
No, but I mean, why do you assume it would be boring?
No, I've been very bored when I've done it.
Once.
43
Yeah.
years ago.
I'm just sitting around.
Lay's has announced the winner of its Do Us a Flavor contest. Oh, I hate that. Bacon grilled cheese flavored potato chips won someone $1 million.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Grilled cheese flavored?
Bacon grilled cheese.
Bacon
grilled cheese.
grilled
So
cheese.
when you have the Do Us a Flavor contest,
Yeah.
something I've never understood, do you have to
No.
formulate?
No.
You
I
just
think
have
you
to
just-
say,
Yes.
Yeah.
how about this one?
Yeah.
That's an
yeah.
excellent point, Andrew.
Yeah.
You can just be
Yeah.
like, I think it should be.
I think you should have jelly flavor.
Yeah.
Like you don't have
Yeah.
to come up with the
No,
flavor.
You don't
No.
got to make it.
Nope.
How is that worth $1 million?
Yeah, that's messed up.
You just do it. You're winning a drawing because there's probably 10 of those, 10,000 submissions that said you should make bacon grilled cheese.
Yeah.
And then they pick one of those and
Yeah.
you're the winner.
That's totally fair.
14 Pepsi and Mountain Dew flavors are being discontinued.
What?
And I don't know which ones.
That one
You don't know
hurt
which
Andrew.
ones?
I don't
Andrew,
know
I'm on
which
the
Wait a
ones.
minute.
case.
So
Don't
you said
worry.
Pepsi Mountain Dew?
Does it say right there on the sheet?
Something called Code Red.
Oh wow!
Oh, no.
Is this worldwide? Is this
Oh, my
nationwide
God.
or just?
Oh, my. Hold on. That was a joke. I've never seen Rachel get that upset that quick.
That's like the only good Mountain Dew Code Red.
She freaked out.
Are they getting rid of I'm drinking a Voltage right now. Are they getting rid of
Hold
Voltage?
on, Andrew. I just pulled up
So
the
they're
list.
getting rid
Okay.
of Major Melon.
That's good. Major Melon's terrible.
That's a hell of a name.
I have that movie.
But that person ran on baseball fields in the 70s. Spark,
Spark is bad.
Frostbite,
Frostbite is bad.
Pitch Black,
Pitch Black is incredible. One of the best.
Purple Thunder, Zero
No!
Sugar.
I've got-
Zero
okay.
Sugar.
I'm holding a Purple Thunder right here.
I think anything caffeine free seems to be going.
Well, I'm fine with that.
That sucks. I really like the caffeine free Dew.
Never had one.
Kickstart, original Dew.
Yeah, those are like an energy drink.
Yeah. So it just sounds like the fringy ones, none of the
Okay.
main ones.
The whiteout.
White
Yeah,
out.
White
And then
Out's
for
not great.
Pepsi, they're getting rid of Pepsi Lime,
Never heard of
Pepsi
it.
Never bought it.
Peach,
Never bought it.
Nitro Pepsi, and Nitro Pepsi Vanilla.
What's
Oh,
nitro?
that's too bad. Nitro Pepsi's fun.
What is
So
the,
Nitro Pepsi is Pepsi with a nitroglycerin inject. Well, I guess it's not nitroglycerin. What's the other nitro?
Like a
Nitrous
coffee
oxide.
nitro?
Yeah.
Nitrogen?
It's yes, like nitrogen. Thank you.
Nitrous oxide.
Can I have the nitrous today?
Couldn't think of
We're gonna
nitrogen.
get the happy gas.
Couldn't think of nitrogen. I'm like nitrous.
One of our listeners online said, "Can't you just all talk about burgers or monkey mass or something?" I bet you're changing your mind now.
Here you go, buddy. This is what you got. Nitrous infused Pepsi. No, it's got nitrogen.
Laughing gas in it.
Nitroglycerin.
So it's
I
got
would drink
almost
that.
it's got almost like it's got like real like a cold foam kind of bubbles to it. It's very bubbly and very it's not bad. I don't love it, but it's not bad and it's a fun idea.
The kids seem, at least on TikTok, to be in love with Busch Light Apple.
Yeah, I keep seeing people post about
Oh,
this.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused because to me, apple isn't necessarily a summer flavor. That seems like it would be more of a fall
Yeah.
vibe. I mean, I would like to try it, but it is puzzling that it's like so big for summer.
buy it when
I
we
don't know
go
what
fishing.
I'm missing.
If you're gonna do that, why wouldn't you just buy like a hard cider? Because that's better.
I do like a hard cider.
Never had a hard cider.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, really?
Not a
Yummy.
cider guy.
Really?
It can upset the tum from time to time, like a heartburny,
Mm-hmm.
because awfully sugary.
Not acid.
Yep.
It's good.
But there's never mind. Can't remember the name of it. I was
You
going to
don't wanna fall
recommend a
into the same
cider, and
thing.
then I
Never
couldn't
mind.
remember the name of
Is it
it.
the tree one?
Nitroglycerin.
Yeah, the tree.
Angry
no,
Orchard.
No, not
Nitro.
Angry Orchard. There's one. It's I'm not going to remember the name.
Okay, sorry.
You're
You
so-
tried to get away from it, and I was like, no. Let's get back into it.
Yeah, please.
Give me about 15 minutes.
You
of
already
thinking
said
about
you
it,
couldn't
and I will
remember.
worry
Let
about
me
it.
draw it back.
That's so great. Oh man.
You know what'd make the world better is if instead of driving cars, we all drove bumper cars.
It's called Crispin Hard Cider.
Oh my.
Delicious.
You agree?
Yeah, but that would be like we just nonstop road rage each other.
Which would be totally fine.
Yeah, but they would start fights.
Yeah, Kevin would be an
Ah.
absolute terror on the road.
Now you'd be laughing. You don't see fights at bumper car places.
That's true because
Well-
you're signing up for it.
Yeah. Same thing if it's on the road.
Yeah.
No one gets hurt. No one gets killed. We have a good time. You drive.
Everybody's going 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's going to take us all 2 hours
Remember
to get
that?
home.
Like at a bumper car place, mine back to Six Flags, probably Six Flags. But you picked out the one you wanted, and you're just watching it like it's that game where the ball's under the hat at Busch Stadium.
And you wanted to see, too, like the fastest one.
Yes.
And there was always the one that would just spin.
Yes.
And it couldn't steer right.
Yes.
And when that one, you were getting whiplash because everybody's smoking
And
you.
when you really got a friend, when they really didn't see you coming, that was pretty great.
Oh, my God. The greatest.
Snap your head pretty good.
It can. It can.
Sometimes I think they should make all cars able to communicate with each other if you're within a certain distance.
You know what's interesting? Nick and I were in an Uber in Chicago, and you guys may have seen this technology. I have no idea what it is or how it works, but the guy had like a 12-inch iPad, and it was showing all the cars around him from above. And it was accurate. Like we were, Chicago, so lots of traffic, and we're taking a left turn, and people are trying to get in front of us. Like you could see a rendition. It wasn't like, oh, there's a Malibu, but a rendition of
Right,
a
of a
car,
car. Yeah.
pulling in front of it. It was crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know what that was. It's almost like he had something on the top of his car, but I think it's probably satellite.
Maybe like a LiDAR thing?
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of what it looked like. Yeah. You want to hear what I wrote down last night while I was in the zone?
Yes.
Get ready for this one. I'm not deep. I'm confounding.
Yeah. Okay.
What narcissist BS is that?
Yeah. All right.
Who writes that? Usually people who are putting wax on a corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Confounding.
Yeah.
Ever so confounding of me.
Oh, so confounding.
Oh, I've never been so.
Sounds like
I've never been quite so confounding.
Confounded.
It's very like high school blog. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not deep.
Yeah.
That would be
I am
like
confounding.
that would be like the
Yes.
header of his MySpace page.
Yeah.
My 8th grade girlfriend just broke up with me and she doesn't get it. Why do I share these things?
Because they're funny.
It's why people listen.
I
That's
guess
funny.
you're right.
Straight Realty has always been an industry leader when it comes to commissions, so it should come as no surprise that the recent Realtor settlement has only empowered us to continue offering our sellers even better rates. We now list homes for only 2%. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
When we started Neovitin back in 2009, we wanted to create a multivitamin that we would take ourselves. That's why we use quality ingredients in our Neovitin Original Formula multivitamin. With over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our physician-formulated proprietary blend, you can be sure you are getting the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin Original Formula multivitamin a try for yourself. Find it at your local Schnucks, Deerbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
So, guys, about Neovitin, I talk about them all the time. You guys could probably do the live instead of me. It is the simplest thing in the world. You either are open to taking a vitamin supplement or you're not. Now, you may not be open because you're super into it, and you just don't think that a one-a-day vitamin can do anything for you. You take mega packs, and they're $500 a month. And trust me, I've been there, and I remember going to the doctor, and he said, "What the hell are you doing? Like, your blood tests are insane." And I told him, and he's like, "Don't do that. You're just going to either urinate all the extra vitamins out, or it's going to hurt your organs." And this is back in like 1984. So if you're doing that, just be careful, because what we have is a multivitamin with 20 different ingredients, exactly what our doctors and scientists say that we need, including omega-3 fish oils. You take 2 a day. They cost less than $1 a day. A portion of every sale is going to go to cancer research. It was created in St. Louis. It's manufactured in the U.S. under the strictest guidelines. You can find it on the shelves at Schnucks and Deerbergs and online at neovitin.com.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything, online to hybrid courses, lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Need a lawyer? Onder wins. Call Onder Law at 314-9-million. That's 314-9-all-zeros. Or go to onderwins.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Celebrate Independence Day with a free concert by the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America. July 2nd, 7 p.m. at Logan University in Chesterfield, showcasing patriotic music and more. Get free tickets at afbandtix.org. That's afbandtix.org.
News, talk, cars. 1041 FM KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS 223. We have Ricky Horton at the bottom of the hour. We have our pal Janelle coming up at 3 p.m. because we're off tomorrow, but at 10 a.m. we're going to drop a podcast that we recorded today, which is very funny, very interesting. It's about an hour long. So there you go. Caitlin Clark question.
Yeah.
Is she a hero, a villain, or just a basketball player?
She's a rock star. So whatever that means, right? Because the rock star, the superstar, is both hero and villain because it's all about the perspective of who's looking at it. So, like, she is to the WNBA what Michael Jordan was to the NBA in the 1990s. She's very clearly the star of the league. Very clearly. And if you are a Bulls fan, he's the hero. If you're a non-partisan fan, he's the hero. If you're a fan of the teams that he keeps beating, he's a villain. But that's what stars are. Larry Bird was that.
Yeah.
You know, in Boston, Magic Johnson's the villain, right? In LA, Larry Bird's the villain. But they're stars. That's what it is. She is the biggest superstar in the league. And that means you're both of those things. You're both hero and villain. And it's just all about who's looking at it. And that's good for a league. It's good to have that dynamic. What I don't understand is how so many people who have been around sports for so long just overreact to everything that happens with her. Did you see the thing last night?
Did.
So she got hit in the face. It wasn't really a violent thing, but she got hit in the face, somebody reaching in.
Yeah.
And she got mad about it and started to talk. And as soon as she started to talk, she got cheap shotted, right? And then later in the game, one of her teammates found the player that initially committed the foul and gave her a hard foul and tossed her to the ground. And everybody's losing their minds about this. I mean, guys, that was the NBA 30 years ago. That 40 years ago, that was happening with the Lakers and the Celtics. That was happening with the Pistons and the Bulls. The Pistons had the Jordan rules. The Jordan rules were if he goes near the basket, you knock him out of the round. That was the rule. They had more than one, but that was the number one. If no easy baskets, no dunks. If he goes to the lane, he gets hit. This is no different. And I just think a point that Rach has made a couple of times when we've talked about this is probably the overriding thing. All these guys are commenting about it because she's a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel like, oh, the girl is getting picked on. She's not getting picked on any more than Michael Jordan did. It's a rite of passage for young stars. Bryce Harper got picked on when he was a rookie. When he was a 19, 20-year-old rookie, people were throwing in on him. And now it's not the same because it's not a physical sport, right? It's not, there's not as much contact. But that's a dynamic that happens all the time. Rookie quarterbacks get that all the time. You're always going to be tested.
I'm trying to think of like any comp in women's sports to a Caitlin Clark, because like you said, Wheels, it's a physical sport. I mean, in a team sport.
Yeah.
And one where like you are going to tussle every once in a while. There's just really not another example of that because she's young too. I mean, people look at it and they're like, we need to protect this young white lady. She's being bullied.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
she's a competitor.
She's fine.
She's fine. She doesn't care.
She signed up for this.
I know. Like she went, you know what she did this offseason? She did exactly this offseason what Michael Jordan started to do after his first few seasons. He got in the weight room and got stronger. And that's what she did. And she understands this is sport. This is what it is. Now, the problem with the WNBA is these dynamics have existed. Cheryl Miller was as great a player as Caitlin Clark is. She was amazing, but it was before anybody ever watched.
Yeah.
It wasn't on TV. It wasn't televised. It didn't have the support. There have been tons of great players that, and again, maybe in the end, Caitlin will be viewed as the greatest of all time, but she's got a long way to go before that's the case. She's not the first rock star to play basketball at the women's in the women's sport, but she's the first one in the television social media era that people who don't normally follow women's basketball pay attention to. And that's why everything gets blown up. I never heard Stephen A. Smith or any of these guys have an opinion about the WNBA before Caitlin Clark, because before Caitlin Clark, it wasn't going to get you any ratings.
Yeah.
Nobody was going to care. So now everybody's got a hot take on this subject, and it's just ridiculous. She's great.
if she were to have a career-ending injury tonight, would the WNBA go back to what it was before her?
Well, did you see what happened when she got hurt?
Mm-mm.
So she got hurt. She missed a couple weeks maybe, but the ratings on her games dropped 50% while she was out, which is a pretty stunning, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It shows you how many people have jumped on the sport just because they're fans of her.
Yeah. Let me tell you guys about Dr. Maupin, and here's the bottom line. You are one blood test away, one blood draw away, 30 seconds away from feeling so much better. So I always try to use my live endorsement clients if I can, if it's something that I need at the time. I didn't use Dr. Maupin for testosterone pellets for about, 12 years. And like I've told you before, we'd get together and flirt and, she'd be like, oh, I can tell you don't need any testosterone. And then one day she said, you need to come see me and take a blood test. And to this day, she never told me what she saw in my face or my body or whatever it was. But it turns out that my free testosterone was low. But it was borderline. I could have said no, let me wait another 5 years, but kind of in, loyalty to you guys, because I've talked so many of you into doing it. I thought I'd do it again, do it myself, and it has made a huge difference. So you're one blood test away. You can set up that blood test by going to biobalancehealth.com right now.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM, your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Are you struggling to cope with natural disasters, mass violence, COVID, or other emergencies? You are not alone. Call or text the Disaster Distress Helpline at 1-800-985-5990 to connect with a trained counselor 24/7 across the United States. The Disaster Distress Helpline at 1-800-985-5990. Visit samhsa.gov/DDH for more resources. That's samhsa.gov/DDH.
We take you now to Dave Murray's weather forecast.
We're watching a cool front coming our way this afternoon, and it will try to kick up the atmosphere. It's windy and it's humid with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Best chance for strong to severe weather, and it will be scattered, will be the St. Louis area to the south and to the southeast and east. So let's keep a close eye on the sky. Strong winds will be the main feature with this stuff. 88 for the high. But we get under a thunderstorm and temperatures will cool back into the 70s. Tonight, any evening, scattered showers and thunderstorms end quickly. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, 69, winds turning to the northwest. Thursday, all is quiet, sunny and 85. Friday, sunny and warm it up to 91. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Brought to you by Jack in the Box.
Get so munch more with the new T-Pain Munchie Meal at Jack in the Box, including your choice of burger or chicken tater melt, plus curly fries, a taco, drink, and new stuffed cookie. Auto-tune not included.
We can get more sleep, we can get more sun, and we can get more exercise, but the one thing we can't get more of is time. It's time to eliminate the one phrase that could be holding you back from reaching your retirement goals. I'll take care of it tomorrow. It's time to pick up the phone and make the call to Gary Goldberg and the team at Financial and Tax Strategies. 314-991-9005 or online at checkwithgary.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial, Inc., an FFC registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Gary Goldberg, NPN number 918615.
Mizzou football is here to stay. After an undefeated home season and a second straight 10-win year, the Tigers are looking for more in 2025.
Eli and the boys have done it again.
With a top 10 transfer portal class and a strong home schedule highlighted by Kansas, Alabama, South Carolina, and Texas A&M, you don't want to miss out. Get your spot in line by joining the season ticket waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist. MIZ.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Shows Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Tonight, the Cards, the White Sox.
Cameron Total Access 545.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Our conversation with Ricky Horton is brought to you by Goodwill. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. Time to talk to our pal Ricky Horton. Hello, Rick.
Hey, what's going on, Dave? How are you?
Boy, what a difference a 12-2 victory makes, huh?
Oh my goodness! And two things happened really good yesterday, or really well, I guess is the right word. But you had a starting pitcher pitch well, Matthew Liberatore. Hadn't happened in a bit, and then the bats showed up. Really, just kind of the way it should be, and the way it had been in the month of May. So really fun to be at the ballpark yesterday.
Yeah, I like physically relaxed. I really do.
Yeah. I don't think we're the only ones, and I think some of the people that would be in that same boat as us are actually wearing uniforms with the birds on the bat on their chest. So and I think that's that's part of it. And you got to kind of withstand the rough parts of a baseball season or any athletic season, and when you're a younger player, especially hard. But I think the only thing that was disappointing for me in the game yesterday was Lars Nootbaar was he really swung the bat well. He had 3 really good at bats, actually 4, and had an offer, and the offer just keeps going. I hope he's kind of looking past the results and seeing the progress from yesterday.
Yeah, he was making good contact.
Yeah. So Ricky, we got another good look at Riley O'Brien last night, and I texted this to Matt Pauley last night after the game. I said, here's Riley O'Brien's last 5 outings. 8 2/3, 7 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 14 ground balls, 1 run allowed. Do you see anything different, or is this just he's healthy and getting to pitch and he's kind of settling in? Because the biggest thing that's held him back in the past has been control and command, and he's not missing bats for a guy that throws 100, but that ground ball rate's pretty good, and there seem to be the strikes seem to be coming.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's got a good trajectory going, and all those things you said I think are right. I mean, I think he's settling in. I think his command's better. All that's true. I feel like maybe the over-encompassing kind of aspect of Riley O'Brien is he looks like he feels like he belongs. Now I'm not inside his head,
right?
But he's not a young guy. First of all, he's been around for a while.
Yeah,
so
he's almost 30.
He might feel the pressure of actually, hey, this is my shot. I better not screw this up and better not get hurt again. And you have all these thoughts in your head, and trying to earn that as opposed to, yep, I belong here. I throw 98. My ball moves like crazy. I've got a good slider, and I feel like he's getting, everybody wants to get settled in their job, and maybe that's starting to happen with him. Let's hope it continues.
And I don't want to make this out like, I'm not talking about moving into a closer role or even our 7th or 8th inning, but there's a lot of value in a guy that can come in the 5th, 6th inning and get you 4, 5, 6 outs.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the first step, but I don't think that it's out of the question to think he could do those other things you said, just not yet. I mean, I think that you wait until, the need and the opportunity presents itself. And of course, like anything else in this game, been around managers. Jim Fregosi was always famous for saying when people would say, I'm not playing enough, I'm not getting paid enough, they say, well, then play better. Or, we still pay people based on results. So that's the bottom line. You still got to do it. And so we can like what we see, but you still have to have consistency, and you have to stay after it and keep earning those opportunities. And they just continue to flourish from there.
Rick, speaking of not getting enough playing time, most of what I hear in the last week or so with Wheels and Paulie and Bernie and guys like that and on KMOX and outside really revolves around we need to get Gorman more playing time, but Nolan Arenado's a future Hall of Famer. He can't ask him to go to 4 games or at least not willing to. What do you make of that whole situation?
Well, it is a hard thing, and Ollie's been talking about this for weeks internally, saying this is going to be hard to try to get at bats for everybody, and so you could say, well, you need to get at bats for Alec Burleson because he's hitting 300 and hitting line drives all over the place, and maybe the best hitter on the team, and for goodness sakes, you got to have Donovan in the game, so let's not, and you got to have Contreras, you got to have Herrera, and so it's kind of I don't say it's a good problem, but you really want Jordan Walker and Nolan Gorman to get as many at bats as possible. So it's really tricky. You can't sit Mason Wynn for a day a week and just give him a break, which wouldn't be bad for him. I mean, he wants to play every day, but just maybe let's say every 10 days. It's hard to take him out of the lineup because nobody plays shortstop like him, and so that you're not built to have kind of an extra guy. If Donovan played shortstop, that would maybe help up the rotation. 6 guys, and you can only play 5 of them. But right now, it's more narrow than that, unfortunately, and I think it's all more narrow because you want to have Páez behind the plate, but you want Herrera's bat in the lineup. So that's kind of, again, the complication. And I agree with the sentiment. I just don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, the way we've been talking about it, Ricky, and it's not there's no automatic, right? Because it's a team that values defense, and it's a pitching staff that has people putting the ball in play. So without strikeouts, defense is going to matter. But there's also that time when you're just not hitting, and maybe you suffer through a little bit less defense at a spot by switching things around to get maybe a little bit more offense during a period. Now, I think everything should be cyclical, right? Like nothing's automatic all the time. You don't force it. But like in a period where Gorman's hot and Newt's struggling or Victor Scott's really struggling or whatever, that's what we're talking about, the three of us, when we kind of get into it, is like there seem to be opportunities, and I know a player can't get right from the bench.
Right. Yeah.
But Nolan Gorman did. He got right working on the side, and now that he's hitting well, he's a weapon.
Yeah, he is. And the other guy that you throw into the mix is Nootbaar, who again had a really good day yesterday, but for a very long time. And they gave him some days off, and Donovan was hurt for a few days, and Jordan Walker was still on the IL, so that provided we get a chance to have him play now, and so yes, I think he's earned more playing time, no question about that. So it is a really tough situation. You think about matchups at that point. If it's a left-handed pitcher, then you can easily take out Victor Scott and Burleson in some of those days. But again, now Gorman's on that list too. So I mean, it really is complicated. But I will say this about defense. However, defense. I hate to give up on defense generally, because yesterday the Cardinals' defense was head and shoulders better than the White Sox defense. And it was clear what happens when a team's not a very good team defensively, how many more runs you give up. And that was clear in the game yesterday.
It's a fascinating thing. So I wanted, as a part of this, just kind of branching off, because your perspective, having pitched in the big leagues and thrown to a bunch of different catchers of all varying, skills and levels and all of that.
Yeah.
Talk about the difference between a guy that's back there like Páez, who you can trust to throw runners out, who is kind of prepared and on the same page and able to kind of adapt the game plan, versus a guy like Herrera who fights some of those things, especially the throwing thing. What's the impact on a pitcher when you have that psychologically?
So you think about a pitcher's job is to, obviously not give up runs. And if it's in the back of your mind, I better rush this to the plate or he's not going to have a chance to throw him out. That's not a good thought.
Right.
If you're thinking, I better not overcook this slider in the dirt because he's not going to be able to block it and the guy's going to advance a base, so I better go easy on this slider. That's not a good thought. Or I better strike this guy out. I mean, so what happens, you just introduce some extraneous thoughts in a pitcher's head that keep him from being at his best. I think that's the summary. And I'm not talking about Herrera specifically, just anybody.
Right,
I mean, a catcher, and really, I'd rather say the positive. When a guy behind the plate like Mike LaValliere or Tom Pagnozzi is just nails on all that stuff, you just don't even worry about that. You just kind of trust what their signals are, and unless it's a violent reaction to it, you just follow them and you just trust them. And I think that's kind of ultimately the best place to pitch.
This is maybe a weird question. It's not weird in concept, but weird that maybe it's not been observable. But I've been watching Páez, who obviously throws great. He's got a real strong arm. He gets rid of the ball, gets it down to second base under 2 seconds on average, which is great. But sometimes doesn't have success. Is this a staff where a couple of guys sometimes don't hold runners well? Is it more bullpen? Yeah. Is it the starters? Because he's doing fine, but he's an exceptional thrower and doesn't always get the caught stealing.
Yeah, so the holding runners now is not so much a matter of is the guy. It used to be that the only thing that mattered about holding runners is you better look at them. Well, I mean, you can't look at them all day long because the pitch clock is coming down. So, you got to take one quick look at them, and then it's like, oh, hope for the best. And then you have to vary your times. You still have to do that in the context of the pitch clock. But it's not so much how quick you are to the plate anymore, which used to be the thing. Now the thing is there a tell? Because the video work now will say when a guy nods his head or shrugs his shoulders or turns a little bit to the left or to the right, he's going home, and then they're off. It's like, well, and if the answer is he doesn't even check the runner, no, he checked the runner. The problem is the runner's checking him too, and that's really why those jumps are happening. And so it's all about, to me, pitchers trying to figure out what those tells are and eliminating them.
Rick, what was your least favorite part of pitching? Was it like picking guys off or taking a play at first base? What was it when you're like, this situation comes down, you're like, crap?
I didn't like backing up third base after a triple. That was my least. Or rubbing up a new baseball after a home run would be a close second. Actually, picking off people, I love doing that. I didn't want the manager to have anything to do with that because I had my own tells on runners. I could tell when they were going to go, when they weren't, based on their lead or whether they were tense or just several things you could see. And I actually led the league in pickoffs a couple of seasons. And so I was good at that. Of course, lefties have the advantage because I could see it. I worked at it. And as a broadcaster said years ago, Horton's got a great pickoff move, and he better because he gives up a lot of hits.
So let me ask you, Ricky, how many moves did you have? And was your best one actually a balk, or was it legal?
It was on the edge, and yes, it was on the edge. And there were times where Whitey Herzog would go to the umpiring crew at the start of a series and say, "Now, make sure you don't get confused that his move is not a balk." There were several things you do to disguise it. Mm-hmm. You'd kind of cheat on that 45-degree angle, that mystical 45, but you'd land. I would land pigeon toes so that my toe looks like it's going towards first, and then the next step after you land pigeon toed is you walk to the left. So you take that first step to the left, and now I'm standing right between the pitching rubber and first base, and they think, oh, he's on the line.
Yeah.
So that is an optical thing that I would do. The other thing is you pick your leg up right on the plane. You can't break it. You can't go past it, but you be as close as you can to it, and then just, again, go straight to first base with the 45-degree angle and do it the way I said. And I had a quick move to the plate. I had a fake move. I had a setup move. I had a step off. I had head nods where I would nod my head and then go home. I'd nod my head, and they think I'm going home, and I go to first. So I tried to fool them with my head too.
Yeah. So basically, you had 10 or 11 different moves.
Oh yeah,
based on all of that stuff. That's awesome. I love that.
I wish I had 10 or 11 good pitches to throw, but yes, I did.
I got to get you to come out and work with some 14-year-old left-handers, Ricky.
I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you, Rick. Have a great game, buddy.
All right, guys. Good to chat.
Do you know that by donating your gently used items to Goodwill, you're not only giving those items a new life, but you're helping people right here in your community enrich their lives with meaningful work. Your donations support Goodwill's mission of helping people with barriers to employment to be able to get rewarding jobs which provide not only a paycheck, but a very important sense of purpose. Your donations really do change lives. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
Cardinals fans, join the conversation at Busch Stadium with some of your favorite former Cardinals. With the Cardinals Conversations presented by Edward Jones, you'll hear from former Cardinals such as Ozzie Smith, Ted Simmons, Ray Langford, David Eckstein, or David Freese. Each conversation hosted by Cardinals announcers Chip Carey or Brad Thompson. Your experience also will include a ticket to the game, a pre-signed photo, and the opportunity to take your photo with the featured player. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/conversations.
This is Debbie Monterey. Join us for the Business of Family Business here on KMOX. My partner is Kevin Short of Clayton Capital Partners.
Yeah, great guest. You're going to hear a great interview talking about how their dad founded this business back in the 80s and how it has grown to be a very formidable force in the construction industry. So please join us.
It's going to be Saturday at 2 right here on KMOX. It's the business of family business with Petker Construction, only on KMOX.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley telling you about i3 Broadband. You've heard me talk about them. They provide the internet in my home. I love them so much. The reliability is great. Let's talk about price for a moment, though. They've got an introductory rate at $19.99 a month for one of their service options. No bundle ever required. You're going to save $10 a month over the cable company. They've got great pricing on all of their different packages, going up to 8 gigs upload and download speed, always mirrored. See if they're available in your neighborhood. Put your address in at i3broadband.com.
The legends ride again. Willie Nelson and the Outlaw Music Festival is rolling back into St. Louis June 28th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Don't miss the living legends, Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, along with Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, and more, live right here in St. Louis. This is country the way it was meant to be. Tickets are still available, so get them before they're gone. More information can be found at KMOX.com/events. If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Taco to go, taco to, and a big Q. Taco to go, taco to go. Quick Trip taco just $2.99. Comes with a big Q, this deal so fine. Brisket breakfast, so much to choose for $2.99. You really can't lose. Taco to go, taco to, this deal legit. Taco to go, taco only at Quick Trip. Taco to go, taco to go, taco to go, $2.99 to go.
Hi, Stacy with Fairwinds Rivers Edge Senior Living in St. Charles. Are you a senior seeking a fun retirement? Do you want less work and more play? Do you want to enjoy great food that you don't have to cook? Then I know. Stop what you're doing right now and call Fairwinds. Set up a time to visit and have a meal. Meet some of our awesome residents. Check us out online at fairwindsriversedge.com. We hope to talk with you soon.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. 250. You guys ever heard the term terminal lucidity?
No.
Is it where like you can't get drunk or you can't like let your mind wander at all or any of that stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a good guess.
But that's creepy. No, terminal lucidity is a phenomenon that happens when people are dying.
Oh.
And before they die, they will get this super burst of energy. It's kind of a classic, like on the movie Moonstruck, when he can't marry Cher because his mother's dying. And then when she finds out he's going to get married, she wakes up and cooks everyone pasta. It's kind of like that, but also mentally. And there are these cases that are coming out now where people have had Alzheimer's and dementia for years and years and years and haven't known anything or anyone. And the day before they die, they will just come out of it. And they will be asking, like, how's Rachel? How's Kevin? How's Kevin's daughter? Did she get her PhD? Like, they're completely lucid. And then within 24 hours, they're dead.
Wow.
Isn't that weird? That there's some brain function
Yeah.
that senses it's about to die and gives you one last burst, maybe to settle your business, and then you die.
Wonder what that was about back in the day.
Yeah.
Has to be a reason for it, right?
You'd think so. Yeah, you'd think so. Also, there's a major physicist who says we're living in one electron. The entire universe is one electron.
Okay, then.
I cannot comprehend.
Yes.
We are getting a little too theoretical.
Yeah, those physicists.
Like, don't get me wrong. I know that they're math. You know, they know math and stuff. I don't know that. It's just like, okay, guys.
I'm also starting to think that this R. Kelly character might be a little different. Have you seen this latest stuff?
He's an eccentric, I believe.
Yeah,
I've heard.
He is. The prison's trying to kill him.
What?
Like the guards, or
yeah, they're like poisoning him, and
yeah, that's been his new tactic, I think, to try and get out of prison. There was something like with a prescription the other day, right?
Yes.
Like a prescription was mixed up, which I'm sure happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be his new. I think it probably happened honestly, but then he's trying to use that as like a tact to get out of prison now.
Right. What do you guys make of streaming for the first time being bigger than network television and cable?
Inevitable.
Yeah.
Just is.
I'm a little surprised that it's just now happening, but I guess when you see some of those like Young Sheldon numbers, it's not as surprising. Whenever you hear like 25 million people watched Young Sheldon last night, you're like, what?
Do you think that network television has just criminally behind what people want to see? The creative process?
Not necessarily.
I think it's more the delivery system. Like, for example, our ratings are way up on KMOX because we went from AM to FM. We're no different.
Right.
We went from AM to FM. The ratings went up. Duh. Do you think that people are just like network television is the AM of television?
At least to a degree. I mean, like the one thing they really have to their advantage is, like football games on weekends and things like that. But yeah, I mean, you're watching network TV, you're going to be sitting through commercials. When I'm watching a show streaming, I either skip them or they're not there. And there's a lot more. You can binge better when you're not watching something that's every Tuesday night at 8:00. The viewing habits have changed because we have more ways to do things that fit kind of how we want to do it. Yeah. And let's be honest, I do think the content is better on services that are not Fox, CBS, NBC, ABC.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single show I watch on any of the broadcast networks.
24-year-old man in Salt Lake City got arrested after he was out to lunch with a friend, accused him of being a werewolf, pulled out a wooden stake, and tried to stab him in the heart.
Well, he's just doing what he thinks is best.
That's not what you do for a werewolf.
Yeah, he was a little mixed up on that.
Yeah.
Werewolf is silver, right?
Now, don't get me wrong. I bet it would do it.
Well,
I bet it would do the trick
for someone that's not a werewolf.
Yeah, if you stab a werewolf through the heart with a stake, I'm sure that does the trick.
I bet it doesn't if it's an actual werewolf.
No, because werewolves don't really have they don't have special protections like vampires do, right?
Yeah, they do. They're magical creatures.
Well, I think that's arguable.
Here we go.
Nerd alert. We're going to fight. It's going to be a nerd fight.
Idiot fest.
It's a nerd monster fight.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Nerd fight about things that aren't real that neither of us know anything about.
Andrew just made the same sound about the werewolf that the physicist made when the guy said we're living in one electron.
Not so sure.
Smart Mouth Rach?
Yeah, Smart Mouth is great because you can count on Smart Mouth. If you are worried about having bad breath, you can get rid of that worry by purchasing a bottle of Smart Mouth, using it once in the morning, once in the evening. At that point, you have 24-hour bad breath protection. You can't say that about those other brands you're going to find on the shelves. They don't eliminate your bad breath at the source because they don't use the same formula that Smart Mouth uses, which was formulated by a dentist here in St. Louis many years ago and has just worked this whole time. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, it's really rare to represent a product that is unique. And it kind of drives me crazy the way people misuse the word unique when what they really mean is different or rare. It's one of a kind. Smart Mouth is one of a kind, truly unique in that it's the only mouth rinse on the market that has a chemical reaction proven by dental science at SLU about 5 years ago to get rid of sulfur gas in your mouth, which is what causes the bad breath, to heal your mouth sores with the mouth sore brand, to heal your gingivitis with the gum health. Anytime you want to buy, make sure first you go to smartmouth.com/Glover to download a coupon for $2.50.
Tomorrow, some of us will wake up and it will be our last day on this earth. It will be unexpected and without warning. Each year, 250,000